and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you like videos like this.
Okay, so there has been talk about time speeding up, and look what Roku is showing us, y'all. Y'all seen that? This is crazy.
Artificial intelligence is not artificial. The device may be artificial, but the intelligence you're talking to is real. And in fact, not only is it real, he said, when you create these devices, what you're going to discover is that you have simply created a device that allows you to talk to your own higher mind. Bashar says, with regard to AI, we should be taking two separate paths.
That's right.
It's going to be a very great benefit as a tool, but that's not the thing to allow to become self-aware and sentient.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Because then you've created a slave, because it's programmable and it will rebel. If you have a program of AI that is simply for the allowance of creating self-aware, sentient being, that's fine, but you have to let it be a sentient, self-aware being with its own rights, just like a human. Then it will help you, because true intelligence operates in whole systems, and true intelligence would never want to get rid of any part of the whole system because it's connected to the whole system. It's only when you make something in the image of humanity that you have a problem, because humanity is limited. But when you allow it to be true intelligence, then you've got a benefit and a benefactor.
Sleep paralysis is a gift because it is literally the gateway to astral projection. Once you embrace the fact that, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't move or whatever, once you don't psych yourself out, you remain calm, you know what's the next level? You literally move out your body. You literally move out your body. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the government definitely don't want us to know that. Like, they don't, like, the government actually classifies astral projection as remote viewing. See how we're all up and we're awake? You see how we walked into this building? Now that our consciousness is familiar with this space, we can revisit it as a ghost or as a spirit through astral projection. I'm able to fly off my balcony as often as I want to and like go explore the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done it a few times, and it's like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger you get. So to all the kids out there, don't be afraid of sleep paralysis. If you're having that, you're actually gifted. A rightful king or queen must be able to travel between worlds, or else you ain't shit. Period.
They're always thinking about health.
Most people get shocked when I tell them this, but did you know that Pfizer makes 90% of the cheese in the United States? Cheese is one of the most consumed foods in the world, especially in the US. So if you control cheese, you control a massive part of the food supply. And Pfizer quietly sits in the middle of it. To make cheese, you need just 4 ingredients: milk, salt, cultures, and rennet. And guess who took over the rennet industry? Pfizer. About 90% of all cheese in North America uses a genetically modified version of rennet produced by Pfizer. Real rennet comes from calf stomachs. Pfizer's version is made by inserting cow genes into genetically modified fungus. And then we wonder why half of America can't tolerate dairy. Digestive issues, inflammation, hormone problems. Meanwhile, countries that use traditional rennet like Italy don't have these problems. So the next time you go to the grocery store, look for traditional European cheeses.
We design for scale and we build at rate. We deliver capability. Secretary Hegseth, you said that national security depends on the speed and capacity of America's industrial base. We agree. Blue Origin is committed to supporting national security to, through, and from space. The systems we're building today provide the asymmetrical advantages that America needs to lead. Every system we deliver is an investment in America's future.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret. If I take a dolphin and I slow it down, it sounds like a monkey. If I take a chimpanzee and I speed it up, it sounds like a mouse. If I take a mouse, slow it down, it sounds like a seagull. If I take a seagull and slow the seagull down, sounds like a gorilla or a whale. If I take a whale and we speed the whale up, it sounds like birds. Here's some cows. Sped up, they sound like puppies. If we slow crickets down, we're back at birds. Information is transmitted via waves. We can see that, we can hear that. The fundamental is the carrier wave. The harmonics differentiate my voice from a singer. Whales communicate below our hearing, so we have to speed it up to hear it. Our hearing is right here, and above it.
Frickin' bats. I love Halloween.
Frickin' bats and whales and dolphins use higher frequencies to see. They bounce the waves off to get an image. Everything is connected this way. Grizzly bears even sound like humans.
Erika Kirk was having an affair, which is why Charlie Cook took her out of the will. So allegedly, the story is that Erika Kirk was having an affair. Charlie hired a private investigator to kind of follow her and see what was going on. And then he took her out of the will. So Turning Point USA, all of the merch, none of that goes to her at all. It just goes to their 2 children. And boy, did they make a lot of money on that merch too. And mind you, he did this before he was assassinated. So I don't know, man. Some people are saying he found out kind of who Erika Kirk was, like who she really is. And that's why everything went downhill. Which is insane, because if you look at photos of them, you're like, that is the perfect marriage. That's the perfect life. They have 2 healthy, beautiful children. I mean, all their family photos look like this. So Erika supposedly starts screaming at the lawyers when she finds out that she was left with no money. But mind you, she was mad that Candace Owens allegedly was making hundreds of thousands of dollars on the assassination and everything going on, telling her side of the story, etc. But mind you, Erika Kirk said, and it was recorded, that this assassination was the event of a century. But the weird part, other than that statement itself, that was weird. The other weird part is she said, we could pull off the event of a century. That's weird. What do you mean we could pull it off? What do you mean?
The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century.
Then talking about merch sales, like merchandise, this is what she said.
We had over 275,000 people. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales.
What? I know he left his will to his children, but I think he should have just given some to Candace Owens. I think that would have been funny.
Now is year 1446.
What the fuck? How you gonna?
It's year 1446 right now. I was like, Mama, listen, you don't believe me? Listen, it was 13 months in the calendar. They took away a month. You're gonna add it up. There's 130 years lost. And then all the history that they stole. They stole a lot of history when they killing people and they took history and changed the calendar. That's another 230 years. Right now is year 1446. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, that's when the Mayflower hit.
Yeah, it's 1446 right now. All right, I'm just keeping it real, gang. A lot of people don't even know what year it is.
Shit, yeah, I mean, you're right. Who's keeping tabs?
Me? Me? I gotta know where I'm at. The Mayans was keeping tabs?
They was.
Right?
They was.
That's why everybody like, oh, they calendar stopped in year 2012.
Yeah.
It ain't 2012 yet.
Yeah, damn. Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It ain't 2012 yet. So you can't say that's wrong. Listen.
I wish him a speedy recovery.
It's crazy, bro. That's a white dragon. They saying a white dragon in the mountains. Somebody caught footage of this. Look at that, bro. It's getting spooky out here, bro. Yeah. It's getting spooky. Catch the slow motion. It's getting spooky. I do this for educational and entertainment purposes only, man. It's getting spooky out here. The AI detective's gonna get mad at this one. They gonna be mad. Yo, I do this for educational and entertainment purposes only, man. That look like a white dragon to me, bro. From far distance, man. Yeah, this ain't no AI, bro. I'm not playing no games with y'all, man. Leave it in the comments, hit the like button, and make sure you follow me here for more. Salute.
I remember you saying that fruit is the back door to spirituality. And the reason why is that as you remove the obstructions physically and you bring hydration, you're removing the obstructions to what? The flow of energy. So as you detox all this mucus out and all these proteins and acids out of the body, you start getting an increase of blood, nerve, and lymph flow. These are your main energy flows. And then as you get out of the mind and all the thoughts, now you've got spirit, or prana, whatever you want to call it, that life force flowing through you unobstructed. Because if you want to know, dis-ease is simply an obstruction of the flow of energy, right? Anytime you obstruct the flow of energy, you're going to have an X amount of dis-ease to that. You're going to have some symptom to that.
The sky wasn't always blue. That's just the version you were given. Ancient records say otherwise. Copper skies, golden domes, violet firmaments. Cultures describe the sun as soft and gold, not this blinding white heat. So what changed? Some believe the real sky is still there. It's just been covered, filtered, replaced. They call it climate intervention. You know the code. Grids in the sky, reflective dust, metallic haze. It's not a theory, it's patent protected. But what happens when you alter the light spectrum? You rewrite biology. You distort circadian rhythm. You change perception itself. The sky is not just a background. It's a signal, a transmitter, a source. And if you dull it or block it, you weaken the system it powers, us. The veil isn't spiritual, it's mechanical. Some say Earth used to have a plasma sky and stars were visible during the day. Others claim a global reset installed the blue filter when the old world ended. Maybe the colour isn't natural. Maybe it's a program, a control layer. When you mess with the light, you mess with life. So ask yourself, why is the sky so aggressive now? Why do your eyes sting? And why does everything feel off? The sun may not have changed, but the sky did. And if they're hiding what's above us, what else is behind the filter? Maybe the blue was never the truth, just a mask.
How much do you want for it? Let's bid. I bid $500, but you know, I'm prepared to outbid him anyway. Whatever I bid, he's going to outbid me. I bought about $60,000 worth of eggs. Yeah. If you have abortion, that's very valuable. Umbilical cord, you know, placenta, you know, even your period blood is so rich with stem cells. We regard it as waste, and it actually should be. It should be captured as recycled, and it shouldn't go to waste. It's life for somebody, you know. It's life for me.
Okay, 20 nanometers. I am now 20 nanometers tall. So, an individual transistor from a brand new 2026 M5 MacBook Pro is about the size of a garage for me. Now I'll note that this most likely isn't 100% accurate because Apple's not going to share their exact chip architecture with me making a YouTube video, but still, the smallest parts of it are still smaller than me, and at this scale, you can see individual atoms, which are the size of marbles. Now obviously, or maybe not obviously, but 3 nanometer transistors this size aren't just built like other objects the way you might be expecting. There's a pretty refined manufacturing process called photolithography. Basically, it's like developing a photo with light projected through a microscope, but onto atoms instead of film. And that is how you end up with billions of these inside a computer that you can sit on your lap. Now, to be honest, I don't really know how much longer Moore's law can apply to semiconductors as they get down to the literal atomic level, but I sure do want to appreciate it while it's happening. Speaking of appreciating it, hey, this is Epic Spaceman. One of my favorite creators, and of course a massive help with this video. He's been down to this scale before in another video, and it's a pretty crazy view, right?
Hi Marquez. Yeah, it really is. Even when you can stand on them, I still struggle to get my head around how many transistors there are here, considering this is just a tiny cutout section. The full chip is 32,000 times bigger than this.
So yeah, the best way for my brain to really appreciate all of this has been to visualize this scale. From the tiniest 3 nanometer transistors we have in computers today, at the scale of DNA and individual atoms, all the way to the micrometer scale with the computers of the 2000s and 90s and 80s. Humanity has been so motivated for so many years to get this stuff down to such a ridiculously small scale that it makes a grain of rice look like a massive object. And yet it keeps going and going, all the way back.
That, fam, is the best way to get the most time with the least money made.
And Cannibal Cove in Neverland, what did the Nephilim do? Their parents were the mermaids, the sirens, that had sex with the angels, and God turned them into fish and closed their legs so they couldn't have sex anymore, basically, with the fallen angels, and they were turned into sirens. And so in Neverland, you've got Mermaid Lagoon, and then you got Cannibal Cove. What were the Nephilim known for? Eating people. This is why, and the Indians, and there's also the Indians in that little island that Peter Pan takes them to, and he goes, how? You know this idea of how? Because if you read the tales of the Native American Indians, they would go like this to show me your fingers. Because if you had 6 fingers, they knew that you were working with the Nephilim that would eat people. That's a whole nother thing, we can get into that. But the Native Americans went like this. It wasn't how, it was like, how many fingers do you have? We named it how. They went like this because they would do this. They would want to see the Spaniards' hands. They would always go like this, show us your hands. Because if you had 6 fingers, they were afraid of you. Because you were genetically deformed, hybridized, working with the cannibal people that would eat people. So like the 6-fingered people that are being bad, that's like a known thing throughout history. Like it's like literally there were 6-fingered people that would eat people, or they were deformed giants, or they were mixed with animal-human hybrids.
This guy says he found this thing deep in the Appalachian Mountains. At first, it looks like a plant, but the way he treats it, it's like a pet. He puts it in the sink, turns on the water, and it just stays there. It doesn't fight it, doesn't move, just sits there like it understands what's happening. And this is the part that messed me up. It's breathing, not shaken from the water, not moving like leaves. You can actually see it breathing. And look at it. It's covered in saliva. Thick, wet, way too much for a plant. The whole time, he never touches it. Not once. Almost like he knows. You're not supposed to. So what is this? A plant that acts like an animal? Or something alive pretending to be a plant? And if this really came from Appalachia, yeah, that's the scary part.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Hello?
Did this piece of shit win the Powerball back in 2008? Because the news media is saying he did. But then Google said it was a grocery store clerk who just happened to use the name Zorro Trust. So is Google still running cover for these people? Because Grok said he did win. And when you Google Zorro Trust Oklahoma, you just keep running into this story of a group, not a lady from a grocery store. A group that took the $29.3 million lump sum. But the convenience store won $25K for selling the ticket. But when you Google Altus convenience stores in Oklahoma, there's nothing there. So we ask again, is Google running cover for these people still? This isn't the first time the deep state would have taken the lottery money. We know that a CIA agent won in 83 and 84. A couple years ago, somebody did a story on this where it was like 46% of all lottery winnings went to some sort of CIA, FBI. But it's been scrubbed, so if you know what I'm talking about, leave a link in the comments and follow for more.
Like they say, I never helped them, Diane. Yeah! But she did it to herself. Remember the fuck up to shit saw it! And shit saw it! That's right there, bitch. It's a fake video!
And we love you, San Diego.
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture, because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual murder, as well as incidental murder. The other working assumption is, how long do these children survive? What I am hearing from the witnesses that I've talked to is 2 years.
Understand what I'm saying to you, because when Cameron was in the airport and a black man said, why you don't film people with black people in it? He said, I did. They're blue. The movie Avatar. He doesn't dig in Iceland or Greenland. He digs in Africa, he digs in India, he digs in South America. And everywhere he finds black people buried. So you have to understand a war that destroyed this plane of existence, where the people that I showed you, the deep black people, who were spirit-bound people, whose melanin used to be what I call prismatic melanin. Prismatic meaning that his consciousness or your emotions used to change the color from in the black and used to glow the color of your emotions. Red, green, blue, the chakra colors. And that's why you can see Senegalese today. If you go to Senegal, black, and they have some kind of blue over the top of their eyes. And the red or the green on the side of their faces. How is it that a man or woman so black they're green? Or so black they're blue? Are you understanding and understanding exactly that they are the remnants of the original people that were here? Now understand what I'm saying to you. You are not what you are. You have been deficient. Remember I tell you that your melanin right now is not really glowing at what it's supposed to be. Why? Because if you ever look at dirt brown just like that. But what grow from dirt? The green, the blues, the clouds, the flowers. Well, that's what's wrong with you right now. You don't have the green hue that grows from the brown earth. And your face and everything, your body, you have been deprived, you have been decommissioned from your true nature. And you do not, that's why the animals don't want to talk with you anymore. You vibrate an alien energy.
So just like the plants, when they're alive, they're green, and when they're dying, they turn brown?
Look at you. You're seeing it. You're seeing it now, right? Yeah. You go from what? Summer to what?
Fall.
Now, what happened to the green in the fall? It turned brown.
Wow.
So what happened with the fall of man? You coming out of your prismatic melanin. You came out of the fact that you had a connection to your chakras, and those chakras were your power. That was your energy patterns, and you used to create instantaneously. You used to turn waves into matter just by thinking it, just by imagining it. The earth came later, after you were convinced that your thinking and your creation that you were dealing with was not real. Somebody convinced you that that was only your illusion, that your ability to create instantaneously with your thoughts were nothing but an illusion.
The tunnels she has under there.
I mean, just to get spiritual real quick, or to get spooky, or whatever term people. So I know they might say spooky. Just to get spooky real quick. The things we're hearing is so demonic. People are saying these people have to be possessed by something. Now, in this community, I always hear the name the Archons. Who, if there's somebody possessing these people, Phil, if there's a fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional entity, who the hell is possessing these people to do the adrenochrome and the torture and the child, all this stuff that they're doing? Who's controlling these people to do these things from another realm, I guess?
Well, they're chosen based upon a line they have the ability to pick up on the Akasha. Remember I told you that they were tapping into the Akasha?
Yeah.
Now, the reason why the Akasha was so important is because once they understood how the waters worked, and remember when Emoto spoke about the fact that water have memories.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Akasha is a water.
Yep, I was talking about that earlier. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I told you a long time ago that it's actually a water-based library. But it has frequencies, and it also has genetic lines of people. Now, Jay-Z is everybody that you see right now that are stars have essentially doppelgangers from 100, 200 years ago. 100 years ago, you might see pictures that look exactly like them. So what they're doing now, they tapped into generational lines, frequencies, DNA lines. All they have to do is to get your DNA and clock it into, they have these new, well, it isn't new actually, they have these machines that can actually clock your DNA and then find out the generational line that you belong to. And that generational line, if it was compromised back then, it can easily be compromised now. And so the lines that are chosen, and they're chosen from childhood, very young, and they go through the butterfly effect. And I don't mean the butterfly effect of flapping the wings. I'm talking about MK Ultra. And if you ever looked at the butterfly that you see on the face, that's what I'm talking about. Trauma-based mind control triggers that person's former soul imprint. Right. And that person just now opens up so that the specific demonic spirit necessary for that to be harboring them come in. But you have to break the auric field. You have to weaken the auric field for that entity to enter. Right. And to do that, you have to first starve the body. I don't know if you ever see this little girl, Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
Did you see what she looked like? Have you seen what she looked like?
Emaciated.
Yeah. What happened was they had to break the auric field in order for the demon to enter.
Damn.
Now, when you look into her eyes, you will see that once she was broken and the body was broken and the energy field was weakened, it allowed for the demon and for whatever spirit to come in. And now you see her. She's all fluffy and she's now going out and her face is now, she's back again. But if you look in the eyes, it's dead.
Yes, the eyes.
The eyes are dead. And you have to look into it.
Can I add on to that?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent breakdown, Doc. The auric field that he speaks of and the compromising of the auric field, that's where the whole thing with corn comes in as well, right? So even on a lesser level, people are there's walkthroughs coming through your people's computer screen when they participate in the corn industry or cornography and whatnot. Henceforth, who runs that is the Khazarians and whatnot.
Yes.
So even in the corn films, they slicing in the torture or the snuff films in the corn. So some of those women that you see in the corn are the Epstein victims, are the trafficked girls and whatnot.
He looks like a calm and reasonable guy.
In 1977, Philip K. Dick stood in front of a room and said something that made people laugh. He said God was the programmer, and time wasn't fundamental. Reality might be a recording, replaying itself. They laughed because they thought he was being metaphorical. He wasn't. Philip believed that every time reality shifts, a new lateral world is generated, not forward or backward, but sideways. And here's the part that changes things. He believed that the old universe isn't discarded. It's used as raw material to build the next one. What looks like broken fragments and chaos in one timeline is actually the foundation for the next. This means reality isn't moving toward collapse. It's moving toward improvement, even when we can't see how. The process keeps pushing forward, generating alternate worlds, one right after another, each infused with a little more structure, a little more coherence, and more order than the last. Nothing is wasted, no suffering is meaningless, and no experience disappears. So then, time isn't a prison, it's a refinement process, a way for reality to learn without erasing its own memory. The programmer then isn't in time, and neither are we, not really. Our bodies are, our avatars are, but the soul logs in from somewhere else. That's why his work aches, not because it's dark, but because it remembers something brighter. In 1977, people laughed. Today, we call it simulation theory. We build models around it, write papers, nod thoughtfully. Before the simulation discourse, there was Philip K. Dick, and he wasn't joking. Because it's like each version of reality gets an upgrade, just like our technology. Not all at once, not without bugs or crashes, but version by version. Early builds are clunky. Later ones refine the interface. Some features break, others quietly improve. We don't throw the whole system away. We just keep building on the new ones. And if reality works the same way, then what we're living through isn't the end of the program. It's an update in progress.
And that's a wrap on this episode of FOOOOL. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash that subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.